Hello, class. As you know, we've been studying ancient cultures throughout history this year. Now, we've made stops in ancient Egypt, China, and Mesopotamia. All along the way, you may have been asking yourself, why learn about this? How does a culture from thousands of years ago impact my life today? Well, I'm here to tell you that there are aspects of every culture we have studied and will continue to study that impact our daily lives. In fact, the next culture we're about to move on to, the ancient Greeks, have tons of correlations to today. From athletics to government to architecture, all of that kind of stuff will be introduced in this video to hopefully give you a better idea of the next culture we are about to study. We will begin by looking at where the ancient Greeks called home. Greece is located in southern Europe off the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Now, it is primarily made up of a peninsula, but also incorporates the surrounding islands. While this country is very far from present-day America, the ideals and things that this ancient civilization came up with have withstood the test of time and currently affect our society today. One thing that's been carried down from the ancient Greeks is athletics, and in particular, the Olympic Games. Much like today, they were held against rivaling city-states, competing to see who was the best in all of Greece. While they didn't have nice tracks to run on, a lot of the events are still the same. Track and field, throwing events, and jumping events all were held in ancient Greece, much like they are today. In addition to athletics, the ancient Greeks also influenced our government system. They were one of the first ones to use direct voting and term limits for their leaders in their government. In addition to these things, the ancient Greeks also heavily influenced our architectural ideas. Now we will learn the significance of this building later in the unit. However, take a look at the pillars. Do those look similar to buildings and structures we have nowadays? Now, in order to construct these great buildings, ancient Greeks needed a lot of knowledge in math and science. Now, how did they get this knowledge? Through education. While education wasn't offered to everyone like it is today, that doesn't mean that there weren't still great minds back in ancient Greece. Plato and Socrates were two of the greatest philosophers the world has ever known. In fact, their teachings and some of their principles still live on to this day. And in fact, maybe I'm implying one right now. As you can see, there are many similarities between the ancient Greeks and our world of today. While everything may not be intact like it was thousands of years ago, the same ideas and principles are alive today, much like they were back then. I hope this video gave you a little idea of who the ancient Greeks were and where we're going to go with this next unit. And hopefully, as we go through, you'll be able to pick out even more similarities between the ancient Greeks and ourselves. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into section 1.